Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. I know it has been a while since my last video. I think I uploaded one video in July and that was the July collection update, and now we're back with an August collection update. So yeah, sorry that my channel is kind of just turning into collection updates now. I promise that I will hopefully get back to a little bit more of a consistent schedule, but I've been very busy with work, and I have been actually on a little trip to Cardiff where I picked up some Doctor Who goodies, some of which are in this video, and I'll obviously mention that as we go along. But yeah, July has been a pretty good month for collecting merchandise, and hopefully August will be too. But yeah, we're just going to get on with the usual stuff. So let's begin with Doctor Who magazine. So this is the latest Doctor Who magazine, which arrived about over a week ago now, I think. And it's got a lovely cover, one of my favourite covers by far. It's just very summery. Pertwee looks great. It's always great to see Pertwee on the Doctor Who magazine, as well as a brilliant looking Sea Devil and a Sontaran. Yeah, can't fault this magazine. I have flicked through it. It's got a lovely tribute to Jackie Lane in it, Damaris Heyman. And just some great stuff about Doctor Who in the summer as well. I'm trying to find the pages. There we go. You've got some, sorry, you can't really see, you've got some Dodo there, some more Dodo there. And it's great. So it makes for a lovely read, and I'm really pleased to have it. But yeah, and the fact of fiction is Nightmare in Silver, which is definitely a controversial episode, isn't it? But yeah, Doctor Who magazine looks very good. I'm looking forward to the next one, actually, which is about missing episodes in Doctor Who. So now we're going to go on to the merchandise that I got in Cardiff, when I went a few weeks ago now. So I'll start with a Big Finish that I got. So I got this one, Fiesta of the Damned, which I'll zoom in there for you. There you go. I got this from Forbidden Planet, actually, in Cardiff, and it was actually reduced from £14.99 to £12.99, I believe. And since I got it, I have actually listened to all 4 parts, and it's brilliant. It's one of my favourites. McCoy is brilliant, and the dynamic between Seven, Ace, and Mel, which you do briefly get in Dragonfire, is just brilliant. It's set in Spain in the past, in the 30s, and it's all about this big war, and it's absolutely incredible. Definitely pick it up if you're a fan of the 7th Doctor like I am. I haven't got many 7th Doctor Big Finishes. I've only got about 12, so definitely if you're a fan of the 7th Doctor like I am, definitely pick this one up because it's very good. Now this was an interesting find in the Cardiff arcades. There's a lovely little bookshop there, and did quite a few Doctor Who books, actually, a few Target books, but obviously no really interesting Target books that I haven't already got. But they did loads of Doctor Who magazine, and some dating back to the 80s, and I thought, well, why not? This was £2. I can't really go wrong. So it's the Doctor Who magazine from October 1987, number 129. It's not as thick as Doctor Who magazine today, but it's interesting because it's back. It says in the top there, you can't really see it, back on TV. So I assume this was advertising season 24 when that was first going out in 87, which would make sense if you look at the date. But it's a lovely little piece to have, actually. And on the back you've got an interesting photo of Sergeant Benton there, John Levine, who looks great. But yeah, it's really interesting. You've still got comic strips and things like that, even if they are in black and white. And it's interesting, this comic is actually about the Vord from the Keys of Marinus and the Cybermen, and how sort of the Vord are the Cybermen, which is very odd. But hey, it's very interesting. You've got stuff about an interview with Fiona Cummings there, which is interesting. And then you've got obviously a big picture of David Troughton as King Peladon. But overall, it's a really lovely piece to have, and I'm really happy to have an older Doctor Who magazine. So yeah, that's great. Now moving on to Eaglemoss figures, I have actually broken my tradition. I can't speak there. I have broken my tradition of buying one Eaglemoss figure a month, because there were so many Eaglemoss figures around Cardiff. It was unbelievable. But I picked up 3, none of which came with a magazine, sadly, but that is okay, because they just look awesome as they are. So from the TV and movie store, I got Draffro from the Mysterious Planet, and as you can tell, he's a lot bigger than the regular Eagle Moss figures, and he is definitely my favourite so far. He is so awesome. If we look at him in more detail, he's very tall. He probably is about 5-6 inches tall, I would say, but he looks so cool. Obviously, the detailing is perfect for what there is to do. There's the bottom if you're interested in that. Hang on, it's not going to focus, is it? There we go. It's a lovely thing to have, and I was so chuffed to get it. It looks absolutely incredible. So that's Draffro. And then I went to another little sci-fi store in the Cardiff arcade, and I picked up the Third Doctor, who looks awesome. I am a big Third Doctor fan, so he does look so cool. And Eagle Moss aren't usually great at human sort of figures, and I was only really going to get sort of classic monsters that you can't get in 5-inch form. But John Pertwee looks brilliant here. They've done an excellent job. Even the pose is right. The sort of, he does look a little bit skinny and lanky, but he's awesome. I love him, and he, as you can tell, the face actually looks very good, even though it's not focusing. There we go. I mean, look at that. It's just great, isn't it? And then I picked up Morbius, who is extra awesome. I know you can get Morbius in 5-inch form. I do not have the 5-inch figure of Morbius, sadly, and this was a lot cheaper, and I know it is smaller, but hey ho. But he looks great. Once again, the camera is deciding not to focus, but there we go. He's such an awesome concept, Morbius, as a character, and I always wanted a figurine of him, whether that be from Character Options or Eagle Moss. But he looks awesome. Again, the detailing is brilliant. Not a lot to say really, but I'm really happy with the 3 Eagle Moss figures I have picked up this month. I don't know if there'll be an Eagle Moss figure coming for September's collection update, because I'm a bit Eagle Mossed out, if that's a term, I don't know. And finally, we move on to Target books. So here we go. So for this month, we only have 6 Target books, which isn't as many compared to previous months where I've been getting about double that. That is because I am slowing down on Targets, because I'm almost at a complete collection, and the ones that I do have to get left are quite expensive. So let's begin. We have 4 William Hartnell stories actually, and then 1 Pertwee and then 1 McCoy. So kicking off, we have the first ever story, An Unearthly Child, which is brilliant. I got this one off Facebook, which is definitely a new one for me. But it was going cheap. It's not in the best condition, but it's quite a rare one, so I just wanted to own it. But it's still very much readable. It's got a lovely red and yellow spine, Terrance Dicks. But it's great. Really thrilled to have this one. I got it for about £3, I think, 3-4 quid. Can't complain at all. This next one is a brilliant one. We have The Celestial Toymaker, which is a pretty rare one actually, in terms of Target books, and it's a story that has always intrigued me, so I've always wanted to pick it up, and hopefully I will give this one a read very soon. It's the only Target book to be written by 2 people, Jerry Davis and Alison Bingeman. I believe Jerry Davis sort of gave up writing this, so he handed it over to his friend Alison, who helped complete it. But it's a lovely book. A bit of a faded spine there, or it's meant to be like that, I'm not too sure. But there's the blurb if you want to give it a read. And I'm really excited to read this because it is a story that has always intrigued me. I've watched part 4 on Lost in Time, and it looks very good. Next up we have The War Machines, which again is a couple of stories later, down the door, season 3. It's one of my favourite Hartnell stories ever, really. If not my favourite Hartnell story, so I've definitely wanted to own it in Target form for some time now. All the other members of Who's Stuff, apart from Ollie, have got this one as well, so I was very jealous of that. So I was quite eager to pick it up, and I found it very cheap for about £6 for what it usually goes for. But it's a brilliant one. I'm really excited to read it. I've heard great things about this book. Ben and Polly, Dodo, yeah, can't go wrong. This one is an interesting one. We're going back to Cardiff now. So I actually already own the 10th planet, but I don't know if anyone remembers. You probably don't. About a year ago, I received the 10th planet, but it was in awful condition. I did get it for free, so I wasn't complaining. But it was kind of unreadable. A few pages had gone out and stuff. So I found this in Cardiff in a bookshop, along with some other Target books, and I thought it was going for about, what was it? There you go, £3.50. And there's the name of the bookstore if you'd like to go check it out. I was going for £3.50. I wasn't going to complain. I would like to read this story as well at some point, and I couldn't really read the previous edition that I owned, so I thought, why not just pick it up, give it a go. So, and it looks much better on the shelf, and it's great. Now moving on to Pertwee. So after this I've actually only got one more Pertwee to get. So I got The Mind of Evil, which is a lovely Target book. I love the cover on this one. Now the only Pertwee that I have to get in Target form is The Ambassadors of Death, which is a great story, but quite a rare Target book, sadly. But yeah, this Target book's lovely. It's got a lovely sort of red tinge to it. Delgado, it looks amazing. Nice spine there by Terrence Dicks, number 96. And there's the blurb if you would like to read it. Again, it's one of the rarer Target books to get, so I was very happy to get it for about £6 again. And finally, the last thing in this collection update is a Target book. Surprise, surprise. It's a McCoy, and I got it yesterday as of filming this video. It's Silver Nemesis, which, again, quite an expensive Target book to get usually. But I got it for £6 along with The Mind of Evil. But it's definitely an interesting story, isn't it? I've always had a soft spot for Silver Nemesis, especially when I rewatched it earlier this year. The cover's really interesting. You've got Cyberman McCoy, who looks he's got an interesting face, hasn't he, McCoy, in this portrait. Even Ace looks a little bit off, and then I think that's a swastika actually. On the black, sort of, it makes this shape there. Can you sort of see? But yeah, and then you got Silver Nemesis, Kevin Clark, a lovely blue spine as well. But yeah, that is all for this collection update. So yeah, there we have it. I want to thank everyone for watching this collection update. I really enjoy filming them, so they are some of my favourite videos to make and publish, because they don't actually take a lot of effort, do they? But they're a lot of fun. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. Anything will do. I love reading your comments, as you know. Do you have any of these pieces of merchandise, etc, etc. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye for now.